This one for WWE champions. Pay to win like every day, yeah.
I don't play mobile games.
Funny how they still think I'm a broke man.
Then I'm broke.
Even though I be pulling Hogan's. I spent like 40 grand on a couple thousand pictures of some sweaty men.
He says, my take on the JKB story, if you don't know what he's talking about, this is this Jay Hooft guy, the former editor of Review Tech USA, who I guess is going to get gotten into a spat with him and supposedly wanted to have me on just like a quick show for like a chill stream or something. And then I guess he's bipolar or something because he's says something publicly that literally didn't happen in the talks we had. If you want the skinny on that, I made a video about it yesterday. You can check it out. It's right here on the channel, featured video too. He says, if a random person tells you that Joe Biden wants to come to your stream, would you believe them? If someone wants to come on your stream, they should contact you, not some random person. Even if they did, you would have to quadruple check if the request is real. This was a real life perception check and you shouldn't fail it. But the truth is he wanted that. Like, I guess what had happened was Jay has this split with Rich and he's doing his own streams now and people are actually paying attention to the guy now because they're like, haha, you know, it's drama, right? And I guess he had said on his streams, yeah, I would like to just have like a chill stream or conversation with Darkside Phil because that's someone that Rich craps on all the time. So it would be surreal to actually have a conversation with the guy, you know, because Rich never has, you know. And so this guy, Ones to Sense, who was on my streams over the weekend, had presented this opportunity. He says, I'm actually someone who, I work with Jay all the time, and he's expressed interest in talking with you. Would you consider it? I said, I'm open to just a conversation about anything, gaming or whatever, something positive. That's cool, you know? And that's how it was presented. This wasn't an interview. This wasn't an interrogation. It has nothing to do with me. It's just talking about games and life and stuff like that. It was supposed to be casual and fun. And I'm like, that sounds like a plan. So I DM'd him and we had a conversation back and forth that was literally to that effect. Don't talk about drama. Don't talk about Rich at all. Let's just have a conversation as two gamers and two YouTubers and have a good time. And we were actually talking specifics of how to set that up. He had wanted to do a talk beforehand, like on the phone or something, to lay out the specifics of how we were going to make it happen, because I don't know how we would even do that. Like, how, if we were to do it, would we co-stream it, where we both stream our perspectives? Or would it be only on one of our channels? Would it be an offline thing we do and record and we each upload, which we could have done that too? Like, I have no idea. And I think that's what we were supposed to talk about. And the next thing I know, Jay is tweeting, oh, well, the whole DSP thing, I only entertained it because he reached out to me and he's never going to have a serious interview and talk about the important topics. He's just like everyone says. So I'm like, wait, what? Like, literally nothing you're tweeting about is anything we ever discussed. You said you wanted to have a casual conversation with me. That wasn't drama. That was positive. You didn't say anything about an interview. You didn't say anything about questions or nothing. It was supposed to be us just hanging out, which I'm totally open to. Why did you fucking tweet all that on Twitter? Like, it has nothing to do with the conversation we're literally having in DMs right now. So the moment that I see that, that's it for me, you know? Like, I hate to say it, but the guy feels like he's two different personalities. And on the one hand, he says one thing, and then on the other hand, he's acting like a completely different thing happened that didn't. You know? So, I don't understand it. It completely blows my mind. I'm like, well, whatever. And here's the thing. I'm done with it then, right? If that's the case, I already know I can't trust this person. So what's the point? You want to know my honest take on it is this. This is a guy who worked for Rich for a while, right? He literally has his hands and his mind in this kind of drama sphere, not detractor, but like TMZ style content. This is what he did for a long time because he was paid to do it for Rich. He's ingrained in it, right? He's probably all about it, and he probably wants to continue it. So that's why he has that mindset. He probably already has this weird misconception about me because of all the stuff that Rich has said and done about me. So he's already got this mindset, and he's not willing to have an open mind and just have a conversation with me, apparently. Like, here's the fun part about all of this, right? People think that, like, I'm not a normal person who's capable of, like, a conversation. Why? Just because I don't have it publicly on a stream doesn't mean I'm not capable of having a conversation. I was so blown away that he reached out and talked to me. Why? Like, what? That was another funny thing too, like with the whole Mike Klum documentary, the way that I got introduced to Mike Klum is the weirdest story. It wasn't, he didn't reach out to me, someone else did. All right. I'm not gonna, tell the whole story because I don't know if it's even something that should be public. But basically, another YouTuber reached out to me and said, "Hey, would you be willing to work with Mike Klum on a documentary?" And I was like, "Why are you reaching out to me?" Right? "Oh, well, because we wanted to make sure that you get that you paid attention to this or whatever. You're a hard guy to reach." I was like, "I'm not a hard guy to reach at all. You can email me, you can DM me, all this stuff is available." The problem is people have this weirdo misconceptions about me that just aren't true. Just because I don't actively do talking with people on my streams doesn't mean that I don't talk to people. Right? Like, what are you talking about? It's just wild what people say and the shit they make up. So it's like some big deal. Someone comes on my stream and says, "Hey, this guy Jay might want to have a chill conversation with you." I'm actually down for that because that's the kind of guy I am. I'll talk about games. We'll talk about news. We'll talk about whatever, right? I'm okay with that. In fact, the least drama, the better. Like I said, I don't even want to talk about Review Tech USA because that's just drama to me. The guy's always treated me badly, and I have no desire to discuss that man. But if you want to talk about the state of gaming, you want to talk about life in general, what it's like to be a YouTuber, all this kind of stuff that I can relate to, I'd be down for that conversation. But guess what? No one wants to have that conversation with me. All they want to do is create drama to get views and clickbait and make money on my name. So that's it. I mean, Jay probably thought, on the guise of a casual conversation, but then try to lure it into drama. I don't want drama. There's no point in talking about your drama that you fabricated to begin with, or you're following fabricated drama from other people. I have no reason to discuss any of this. What are you talking about? So, right? It's weird to me. Here's the truth. I wish people on the fucking internet were normal. A lot of them are not. A lot of them, everything, at least look at my experiences in the last year. Everyone is out to make a buck off of my name. However they can do that, and usually that's drag Phil through dirt, right? So let's have Phil as a guest on our show. Oh, wait a minute. We realized this guy's going to be a cash cow because a lot of people don't like him on the internet. So let's say we're going to do an interview, right? But then turn that interview into a 3-ring circus that will milk for content for 2 months, and then also continue to do defamatory streams about him so that we can make tons of money on him, right? Oh, by the way, also drop the original offer to have him as a guest on our show anyway. Like, what the fuck? All I wanted to do was be a guest on the show because they offered it, and it would have given me some exposure to a new audience. Instead, I've become a villain again on the internet for a bunch of bullshit that I'm not involved in. Oh, let's have Phil as a chill guest, and we'll have a fun conversation with him about life and gaming. Oh, well, you see, Phil didn't want to do a serious interview about the serious topics that he's accused of, so he's never going to want to do that. So, he's just like everyone says. What are you talking about? What the fuck is wrong with you? No, really. What the fuck is wrong with you? You got problems up here. You do. You're out of your fucking mind. Not everything in life is meant to be something to personally gain from, right? You're out of you're insane to say stuff like, to act like that. You're fucked up, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense at all, right? This is just hilarious to me because people, by the way, message me and talk to me all the time, email me all the time. How is there a conception on the internet that I'm hard to reach? What, because fucking Keemstar said it? He's a fucking liar. He's a liar. He made it up on purpose to create more drama and content for him. Stop believing idiots. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Okay. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Like I said, I'm done with it. I blocked Jay. I'm not talking to him ever again. There's no point. That's it. Like, I gave him the one chance. I tried to be nice and immediately get stabbed in the back and treated like dirt. Well, fuck you. I'm done with you. I'll never deal with you ever again. Move on with my life. I got shit going on for myself. I don't have to worry about you, right? Highest Darkness says, I think this mentality is common. People don't have common fundamental values like they used to. People just don't have a moral compass anymore, right? Like, it used to be, if you did something that hurt someone, even if you benefited from it, somehow you feel bad about it. Now it's like people just don't care anymore. I will say and do whatever I want. I will destroy people around me. I will step on them to get ahead. And no one seems to feel anything bad about that whatsoever. And it drives me bonkers because there's an entire genre of content on YouTube made like this. And I don't know how it's allowed to exist. If you want valid advertisers to come to your site, if you want people to actually buy your products, right? Sponsors, why would you promote that kind of content? All that kind of content does is create toxicity and it harms people. So why would you advertise and pay for it? If anything, that content should be completely demonetized on YouTube. Therefore, these idiots won't do it anymore because the only reason they do it is because they get popular doing it and then they make tons of money. So fucking stop supporting the toxicity and it'll go away, right? But instead, it seems like YouTube promotes it. YouTube pushes it with its algorithms forward, and all you can find is the toxic content. You can't even find the positive content anymore. Like, why did they do that? They're idiotic. Did they not realize that their site would be much better with positive content pushed to the forefront and allowing that to get the advertisement and that to get the promotions and stuff? Like, it doesn't make sense at all, the way that they've done it. It's they keep shooting themselves in the foot with this shit, you know? And why? Then you get everyone copycatting. You know, it started with guys like Keemstar, and then you get the copycats like Rich, and then you get the copycats of the copycats, and it's just going to continue forever, and YouTube will continue to get worse. You know, a lot of people say, you know, that I'm outdated, I'm a dinosaur, because I stick to an old era of YouTube content creation style. You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't want to ever be pulled into a vortex like this, a drama vortex of, oh, you see, well, this is good that Phil brought me up today because now I can milk that for a video view. I can make a video about it and get clickbait and stuff. It's like, I didn't want to make that video yesterday about Jay. I don't care about the guy, but everyone kept coming on my streams and asking me. And I said, well, let me just do it now. That way my statement's out and I don't have to bring it up anymore, right? Stupid. I don't want to waste time on that shit. And that's why I'm happy that I did it that way, because then people won't come on my gameplay streams and ask me about it because it's already taken care of, right? It's just awful. I hate it. I fucking hate all of that shit, you know? Of all the things you can accuse me of over the years, right? You can say my bad behavior back in the day with my commentary, which was way, you know, irresponsible and offensive. And then you can say, you know, at one point, Phil thought his shit didn't stink. He was really cocky and egotistical and all of that. When This Is How You Don't Play happened, when he had falling out with various people during those years and all that. He was a real piece of shit, right? I will agree with all of that. All of that negative criticism I will take and say, you're right. And that's why I've really worked hard in the last many years to change myself as a person, right? I've tried to become a better person. I understand now that I'm a fallible human who makes lots of mistakes. I try to take feedback. I try to improve. And I hope that you've seen that improvement that I've worked for over the last several years. But the one thing that I can always say, all right, is that in all the years that I've been a content creator, I never had to step on other people to get where I was. I never actively hurt anyone to do what I do and make a living or to get any kind of popularity, right? I mean, even as much as you'll watch back and you watch, you know, that video of John Rambo and Howard kind of crapping on me, what you'll always hear John say is that I was fair with pay because I didn't want to step on someone or crap on someone or ruin someone's reputation or whatever. I wanted everyone to come up with me. You understand? So I never really wanted to feel like, oh, Phil just used us as a ride or whatever. No one's going to say that. But I didn't. In fact, I did no collaborations. I did no screw jobs. You know, none of that exists ever, right? At all. And that's a good thing, right? That I can go back and look at my history and say, even though I've made all these mistakes and all these things I've done wrong, did I really hurt anyone in the process, right? Did I have any awful things that I did to people around me that really makes me be categorized in line with a lot of these other people, right? I would hope that when all things are said and done at the end of the day, people will look and say, wow, he made an insane amount of content that made people laugh. Didn't make people point fingers and yell and get angry and toxic with people. He didn't defame people all day. He just made people laugh. And that's a good thing because that content will still be there for years to come to be watched. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that, that's the good thing. I never really hurt anyone doing it. It's positive, funny content as opposed to I literally sat here every day hurting people to make a living. I don't ever have to do that. I have no desire to do that, you know? And that's why, in this case with Jay, I'm telling the truth because what I have to lie for, I don't benefit by making someone else look bad. That's not my content. That's not what I want my content to be, right? So I'm telling the truth about the situation because I have nothing to gain from it by lying at all.